All right, we are finally at the end. Chapter 25, Freak the Mighty, What Loretta Said. My dear, what an odyssey this has been through this entire novel. It's been fun, and I hope you enjoy reading the last chapter. Let's go ahead and get started. That was a year ago. I hid in the Down Under for days and days and kept the door closed, which is why I missed the funeral and Fair Gwen going away. Graham told me about it afterwards, how she couldn't stand to live in the house with Kevin gone, and who could blame her? Graham threatened to unscrew my bedroom door, but he never did. He just kept saying I should come out for Graham's sake, and sometimes she'd come down and say I should come out for Grim's sake, and so on and so forth until finally I gave up and came out. I don't know if it makes any sense, but for a long time I felt like I was a balloon and somebody had let the air out of me. I didn't care if I ever got the air back, because what does it really matter if we're all going to die in the end? That's how down I was feeling, and sorry for myself. Grim tried to tell me it isn't how long you got that matters, it's what you do with the time you have. But that sounded so lame and puny next to Freak dying that I just didn't want to hear it. This was one day before school was supposed to start, and I was moping around the backyard thinking how pointless and stupid everything was. And Grim comes over and says, "You know what? Most of us go all the way through life and never have a friend like Kevin, so maybe you should count yourself lucky." "Yeah, right," I say. "Shoot yourself," he says. "But let's get one thing straight. You're going back to school if I have to hitch a rope to the bumper and drag you there. Is that clear?" I went and I hated every minute of it, and I especially hated how people kept feeling sorry for me, as if it was me who died. Finally, one time even Tony D came up to me and said it was a shame what happened. And I could see he really meant it, and I just blew up and told him if he ever felt sorry for me again, I'd put him head first in the mill pond and pound him down in the mud like a fence post. So we're enemies again, which is just the way I like it. Not too long after that, this is winter by then, I saw Loretta Lee in the street. She still had a neck brace on. You could smell booze in her breath. But hey, what do you expect? A miracle just because she lost her head and acted good for a couple minutes? Anyhow, Loretta sees me and she says, "Did you hear about Gwen? She's in California. She got a new boyfriend. His name's Rick, and they're crazy about each other. Ain't that good news?" "I guess so." "Oh, take it from me," she says. "It is. So what are you doing these days?" "Nothing." She gives me this long look and she goes, "Nothing's a drag, kid. Think about it." I thought about it all the way home. That night I pulled the pyramid box from under the bed and got the empty book out of the pyramid, and I'm thinking, who are you kidding, Maxwell Kane? You haven't even got a brain, and that's the truth. The whole truth. The unvanquished truth is how Freak would say it. So I wrote the unvanquished truth stuff down and then kept going for months and months, until it was spring again, and the world was really and truly green all over. And by the time I got here, which I guess should be the end, I'm feeling okay about remembering things. And now that I've written a book, who knows? I might even read a few. No big deal. You know, I think what I like best about the last chapter with Loretta Lee's advice is the fact that that life does go on. You know, if you have something that rocks your world and something that a tragedy strikes your life, you know, somebody in your family dies, maybe you're going through a depression, whatever's going on in your life, is that an excuse just to stop living? And the answer to that is no. You got to keep living. You got to push on. You know, remember the past, but move on toward the future. And doing nothing is a drag. You know, I think we all have times in our life when we want to just sit down and do nothing. But Loretta Lee, fantastic advice for everyone there in chapter 25 to close out the story. This is Mr. Daniels signing off, and this is the last chapter. And I so appreciate your time in reading this on the computer here. Hopefully you enjoy the book. I know I did. So have a wonderful day, and maybe we'll have to do this again with another book sometime.